Hello. Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Sunil, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you able to hear me, sir? Clearly?
I can hear you clearly, no problem. Only three are there, only two are there. I'll check
Okay.
with others also. Just
Yeah, okay, okay.
he's asking to do some other way. So,
the video. In that video, there are
okay, start.
first issue is that customer will open in his mobile 90%, not in system. So he cannot see the full screen, whatever it's coming there.
No, the mobile is open small screen only, no? It is responsive.
You make it large and
No, yeah, it is inside one by one it will come down.
okay, you make it
It
first.
will start now. Anything will go wrong. Whom we are waiting on?
Govind, Sunil.
He has message on here. I think he called me already. He said like few more people join, then we'll start. Yeah, so only 2 members of there. Hello, is it now? Abhi, Abhi, so tell him to continue and start. I will message him.
Yeah.
Now we got one. Or we will get started.
ಕಾರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು
Where is Kalej? Miss Kalej office or client? Okay, sir. We can start right now.
Yeah, okay, sir. So in the last discussion, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. So in the last discussion, we have kept some point for the next for further discussion. So what we have decided that day is we have to discuss about alternative items, item alternative. This process we need to discuss. So in ERP Next, we have an option to do alternate. So we can use that item alternative facility in ERP Next application also. So what the process we need to do is to set up enable the item alternative is in an item master. So instead of creating like in a ERP Next application, I'm showing you the documentation here itself. So the first thing is in item master, we need to enable allow alternative item checkbox. So I'll show you an item screen. So this is item master screen. Okay. I think yeah, it stopped. Yeah, this is item master screen. Here for the any of the items you can like I'm going to do alternative item for. Okay, let me select of the item here.
iPhone 6, 5, 6, 7 are alternate to it.
Yeah. I'll select cap. I'll just create one more item for that. Metal cap. Product. Save. So let's take example of this item. Okay, we have an item called cap here. We have an item called a metal cap. So for this item cap items, I'm just enabling as a allow alternative item checkbox here. So I selected here. So we can use the alternative item for this item whenever we want. So in item, on alternate item screen, we need to define what is the alternative item for this item. So we will go to the alternative item screen, alternative list. So here we need to define what is the alternate item for this cap. So I'm just mentioning metal cap is the alternate item for cap. Okay, so there is an option. Yeah.
More one alternative then?
We need to create one more record for that with the cap and with some other item.
Okay. So
Like that.
okay.
So we can have a multiple alternate item for single common item. So now we have created only for this metal cap. We can enable the two-way two-way option also. It means the metal cap also alternate item for cap. The cap also alternate item for metal cap. Like a two-way alternate item can be applied. So I'm just saving it by default. So whenever we are creating a bill of material, there also we need to mention it should allow alternate item. So I'll just go to the bill of material. Here there is a checkbox called allow alternate item. So it is not like we are not able to enable now because it is already created and submitted. So we can duplicate this thing or we can cancel. Maybe we cannot cancel. So we can duplicate, can enable, create a new like we can enable the alternate item. We can save that. So bill of material, amended bill of material has been updated with it will allow alternative item also. So when we are creating a work order for this bill of materials, we can use alternate item for the production. What will happen now if you not enable allow alternate item from the bill of material site, like a bill of material stage itself? When you're creating a work order time, it will not allow the alternate items. So for that, to overcome that problem, we have to enable that. So I'm going to submit the bill of material. So let's create a work order for that. See, it is enabled automatically now. Allow alternative items. So by default, it will fetch all the items which is defined in the bill of material for that product. We are going to save the bill work order now. We'll submit.
Here we will change this cap by metal cap.
That we will change at the stage of stock entry.
Okay.
But in the bill of material, it will show the standard bill of standard items which is really linked to the bill of material. But at the time of production stage, I mean the production mapping stage, when we are doing the stock transfer for the production, that time if the stock is not available for the cap, then we will take the alternative stock, alternative item stock.
Okay.
Like that. So for example, for this item, there is a stock for cap. There is no problem. You can see here the green, it indicates the stock is available for this item. If it is not in the stock, it will turns to the orange color. So at that time, what you can do, you can use the option here or alternative items. So by clicking on that, it will open up a pop-up saying that for these items only, like it is only options there for this cap item. So you can select the alternate item. So metal cap is the alternate item. Yeah. Once you selected, if you update that, it will update to the item like in the list of items, and you can save that. Since the metal cap is we are not made a stock entry, it is saying the stock valuation rate and stock is not there for the metal cap. Let's say as example, what we can do, we have to raise the stock for this item, so then we can we can use that item. Stock entry. Stores. Okay, valuation rate also we need to update. Cap 2 rupees. Okay, so we'll go back to the stock entry screen for the work order, the material transfer for the manufacturer. So we'll try to save. It is allowed now. So here you can see that in the bill of material we have mentioned the metal cap only, but here we are using a product like metal cap we are using for the production.
Okay.
So we'll go back to the work order now. So you can see it comes to the in progress stage, and maybe it is updated. Yeah, a required item is 1 and the transferred quantity has become 1. So it's assumed that instead of taking the cap as a stock item like in material, we took metal cap, then it is consumed. Metal has been consumed for the work order. So we can go ahead with doing some other like production activity. We can say it is finished. See in the like in stock entry for the finished goods, it's showing what all the metal we have used. At the stage, we can see the metal cap showing over here, because at the production stage we have used this metal, but as per the BOM we have consumed cap.
Okay.
So you can see the ledger now, stock ledger. So metal cap stock has been reduced for the one quantity. Then pen body, other quantity, other items also stock has been reduced. Then we got product ink pen, it in the stock, one quantity. So this is the benefit of alternate items. And also what we have discussed, that is maybe bill of material or template. Yeah, this I think I didn't actually I've gone through this, but it is not clearly, they have not given some clear information for that. Maybe it is new feature, it seems. Bill of material template. I'll get back to you on this because I tried this, but it did not work. I'll give some other better example for the bill of material template, because I need to make a template for that. Then I have to explain that. So then only it will clear for you. Because as they mentioned here, they have used some other like calculation dollar formula, all things they are using. It is pretty complex. I'll set up this and we'll get back to you.
Okay.
So maybe this is all. Maybe that day we have discussed for the pending points. Any other doubts you have, sir? We can discuss on that.
For Tally integration, have you tried for this one, this Tally integration?
Tally integration. Yeah, I just made a survey for Tally integration. I'll show you that. ERP next integration.
And so what are the requirements for doing the Tally integration?
Yeah. Actually, these are the standard integration they've already provided, sir. From the top of the side, LDAP integration can be done in ERP Next. They are given some other settings for that. But like these are the things they have already given, but Tally integration they have not included over here. The documentation also, and also there is no like settings screen for that. But what we can follow is for Tally integration, if any API is there for the Tally from the Tally application, we can utilize that API and we can connect to this ERP Next. Because in ERP Next, anything that we can create an open APIs, the REST APIs we can create by whole. So using that REST APIs, like we can create not REST APIs, we can create open APIs in ERP Next. So we can create an open APIs and we can communicate with their application. We can make a script called like in Python script we can develop. So to that open API, we can send a data from the Tally software. That is for the communication, like parallel communication of both software. Or to import any data, there is if they want to start, if they want to stop their software, and if they are moving for the our software, then we have to go with the import models. Like data import we need to do.
No, from our software, they will take the data and they will import in Tally.
Okay. So actually what they're suggesting here is like ERP Next, for the accounting models, they have to close the book, like finance book, they have to close there in the application. Then they have to get the closing balance from there. Then in ERP Next, we have to create a chart of account. Then we have to update the opening balance. Then we can start the transaction, all things. But the previous transactions we will not get automatically. Like we don't have the option to do like migration with Tally. But we can do that like other thing. Like we have to create a open API and we have to pull the data from the Tally, and we have to create a document in ERP Next. That kind of things we have to do.
No, you in reverse way, from our software to Tally.
Oh, our software to Tally.
Yes, we need to export, not import.
Okay. For that also maybe we can do the same, sir. Like API, the post API we have to use from our side to the Tally. Like so
But
Tally, is there any option to communicate APIs, sir?
that's the main issue. Tally people doesn't share APIs to any people, so
Okay.
you cannot means every time expect that they will do something. Means they will accept your API and they will listen, and then the communication will happen. So that is very difficult because even the Tally they don't want to share.
Okay. Mhm.
So in that case, there should be some JSON format of our transaction, or there should be some other way
Uh-huh.
to export our data, and at the same thing, it will get imported because your Tally is expecting the JSON format to import the data.
Okay. So
So like that, we are thinking like we can export our data in
mhm.
such a format that Tally is ready to accept without doing any modification in Tally. Because if we ask them to give anything API or do some changes,
Uh-huh.
they immediately refuse because they come to know that why our software should be accompanied with other software.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir.
So that is why the people are asking that we don't want to contact Tally person. They
Mhm.
say you adjust it and you tell me what we need to do, and any format is there, we will do that because this chartered accountant are expecting a format for as per accordance with the Tally, or they
Mhm.
will take the Tally data and they will do, because most of the people they may not have a high profile chartered accountant. Auditors will be there, so they are expected in the Tally only.
Okay.
So that is why
Uh,
once in beginning we have to do it like this. Once
okay.
they understood that okay, whatever the output they are getting in Tally, we are also giving the same output as
Mhm.
a GST input, then they can come all in all with our software. But in beginning for trust also we need to integrate with Tally, that for 3 months you use Tally and our software also, and in both the cases you are getting the same thing, same report, then uh, the auditor can tell that okay, we can go ahead with this software. Once the auditor approves, then our software will be very easy to sell in the market.
Okay. Okay. I got it, sir. I got your point. So, sir, then I have to see the application first, like Tally software. Not only no, not for the not in hurry. Like what the feasibility will be there, we need to identify. Do we get like access for the database for the Tally software, sir?
Yeah, you can get it is freely available.
Okay, then we can use that thing, sir. We can communicate, like we can establish a connection in ERP Next application using Python, PyODB. So we can come like we can establish a connection with the Tally database. So we can insert that in records. Once the record has been created in ERP Next. Say for example, any general entry has been created in ERP Next. So what all the required data it is expecting in a Tally software, we will get a table description. So these are the field will be mandatory in Tally. Though those field we will try to push from our side, ERP Next side to the Tally software. So once it is
Okay.
inserted to their database, their database, then trigger will be there. The trigger will do other stuff, like it will push to the post table, then it will adjust to the other transaction like customer receivable transaction, all things it will done from their table itself. So only thing is we need to post the data, like the data from our side to the Tally software. Maybe we can go with the database connection, sir, for that.
But Tally people doesn't share their database also.
Oh, they will not share a database source to us.
Uh,
Okay.
they are in such a way that no other software can do it. That is their only business strategy.
Yeah, correct, sir. Because this is the ERP is also competitor for Tally.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So in that case, only through front end, only you can means, communicate with the Tally.
So
Otherwise,
actually, I don't have actually. I've not have like I've not seen the Tally software. Is it like a kind of a client server based application or a web based application, sir?
it's
Tally.
a Tally is a client system, like it's not like a web or
Okay. Mm.
Tally Prime. They have introduced new Tally.
Uh,
Tally Prime. In that one, they are giving the web hosting also. Their server will be with their office.
okay, server will be hosted on customer side or hoster side.
Yeah.
It will be there in the hoster side.
The database will be on the customer. Actually, what
No, sir. Database is with them only.
now you will not worry about that. Right now, where we want is customers, they have their own database, their own system. Correct. Now, where you want to integrate our requirements, where your requirements are there, where it is installed in the system.
Yes.
This is the proprietary database installed on the Windows.
Maybe there will be a database access for that, sir. If it is installed on local system or the local server side, we can get the access of data.
There is no.
Okay, then I'll give you my system access. I have installed with my system.
Okay.
How can I? So if you can track this database or you can have access of this database, then you can move ahead. Means for the our purpose, for the experiment, I can share my Tally things.
Okay.
And then you can try that whether is it possible to go ahead to with the database or something.
Okay.
What
Sure.
you are telling. Okay. So after this meeting, I'll share you this whatever you UltraViewer or AnyDesk, I'll share you.
Okay.
And then you can have a look of this Tally, that whether they are having any database which is locally here or it is somewhere else, or we go inside their database or it is locked. Means we check all the possibilities how we can go ahead.
Sure, sir. We'll do that. We'll check that.
Okay, sir. Fine. Because this in beginning we are facing a lot of issues because people are already using Tally and they don't want to migrate until their auditor will say.
Okay.
So they need to do double transaction. So for this purpose, they will do all transaction in our software only. But at the end of the day, daily or weekly, they will take data from our software and they will import in the Tally.
The parallel, they will check if everything is matching perfectly, then they will come to move to our software. Yeah.
And then after that, we need to talk with their auditor, and there we will show our software also that whatever the data you are getting in Tally, our software is also giving the same data. So for the next customer, they can also refer that, okay, this is the same thing what we are getting.
Correct. Sure, sir. We'll check that.
Okay, sir. Fine. Okay. And for this activating the discount field, from where we activate a discount?
For which one, sir? Invoicing?
Sales invoicing and purchase invoicing, both. From where we activate this discount?
Discounting. Let me show you.
Okay, can we rename the module also? Like in sales also it is coming, and the way of solution you are showing for this MJP now. In that, say customer, how? Because customer will open the application in mobile.
Yeah.
So how they will do the transaction, and do you want to train the customer to pass this repayment entry or general entry like that?
So,
because it's not possible to give them any training for all this 3,000. So it should be very simple. So that, and it's my suggestion that whatever they are doing entry now, that should be in a payment request screen.
Okay.
Not directly in the payment.
Okay.
So customer will give the in payment request because it will not affect the accounts. Because if you pass everything in payment entry, then immediately their accounts will get affected. So there will be no change in the status by there will no verification from accounts department.
No, actually, what we can do is instead of creating separate screen or instead of writing in a payment request, So we can add a workflow for the payment entry, sir. So for example, first it will save as a draft. So draft stage will give permission only for the customer. For the account manager or the account user will have access to submit the payment entry. The only when the document is submitted, it will update to the account ledger. So when they are updating, when they're going to submit the document, so we will tell them like you need to update the payment transaction details, like it is a transaction number or the transaction method. So they have to give that thing, or then they have to submit the document. Then only it will update to the account ledger.
Then it will be okay. That the customer will only make a draft, and the accounts department will do the payment entry.
Payment entry. Just they will verify everything is fine. Then they will submit the document with those details, transaction ID and transaction mode.
Okay, what's the difference between save and submit?
Save will be like it is saved as a draft document, sir. It will not affect for the other transaction. It is like only the draft and then thing will be there. But once it is submitted, we cannot change the document, sir. Yeah, it is like commit thing.
Okay, you cannot do anything after that.
We can cancel and amend it, but what will happen? It will create an amendment document.
Just like our post is there, no? It is the same functionality.
Okay. And do we have a functionality of like sales invoice canceling and deleting?
Yeah, sales invoice canceling is there, sir. Yeah.
Okay, and to delete any sales invoice, we can't delete.
I think we can delete. We can cancel only, but we cannot delete because it is linked to the work order, sales cost, stock, everything. We can cancel it, but we can't delete it.
Okay.
It will allow us to delete, but it will throw some errors if it is transaction is already happened.
If it is not there, cancelled means it will be there. No?
Let me try it because I have not deleted this. Yeah, it is deleted, I think. Yeah.
The payment has not been made for that one, no? So
yeah,
that's why
that's why we deleted. And also maybe the stock will be come back to the normal screen, back to screen. Sir, once the sales invoice done, maybe next step is the delivery note. That delivery note, when we are doing delivery note only, that stock entry will be deducted from the stock ledger for the product. So once the delivery note is done for the sales invoice, it will not allow to cancel or delete anything.
If we delete the delivery note?
If we delete the delivery note, then stock will be reversed to the production like the FG store. Then we can able to delete the invoice maybe.
Is it mandatory to enter delivery note for all the sales invoice?
Yeah, because that is a child record, sir, for the sales invoice.
So it's not like if we don't want to go for delivery note, then
it will
we
not
have
allow.
to do this.
It will not allow to delete, I think. Yeah.
I'm asking like for each sales invoice, do we need to pass a delivery note transaction?
Yeah, we need to pass the delivery note. We have to do.
Okay.
If it is a service item.
If it is a service item. So if it is a service item, then?
That time also we need to, maybe that is service item, maybe that is non-stock item right now, sir. For the non-stock item, it is not required. Maybe we have to check and check service item what will happen. But the stock item, we need to pass a delivery note. Then only the stock item will be to get decreased. Like the stock will get decreased. Hello.
Now it's okay. Okay, so you are showing something about discount.
Discounting, right?
directly after the
Stock.
stock. That is option is there. I don't know where you will search it.
The sales order, in the sales order stage, we can have a discount for the sales order. So there is a section called additional discount and coupon code. So we can add a percentage for the discount, 5% or 1% of discount. So then it will
And
get,
this quantity wise discount
it is for a cumulative quantities, sir, for all the things.
for all the things. Do we have a quantity wise discount
Quantity wise item is discount.
in item only? In item we need.
Yeah, it is there. I think so. Price drop or not price drop. Yeah, discount and margin. If you expand that item detail, there is a spell for a single item. We can add a discount for line wise. For that
No,
line,
sir.
yeah.
I want to make it like this. If you purchase 2 iPhone, I'll give you 10% discount. But if you purchase 3 iPhone, I'll give you 20% discount.
Okay, the kind of things I have got. Yeah, that is there. If you purchase one iPhone, 10% discount, two iPhone, 20% discount.
Yes.
I saw that, sir. Actually, it is there. Promotional schema.
Okay.
So here, one or more product for that product, we can create a promotional schema saying that for this item, this much quantity item.
This one only we can solve it buy one, get one, buy two, get two free.
Yes. Here we can do that, sir. Like Diwali offer promotional things can be done here. Discount other item code or item group brand. So minimum quantity, maximum quantity you can mention.
So here it's about discount, but I want to give the same item, not percentage then.
Buy one get one. In that case, pricing rule. Mix item group, item code.
Other item, it's there.
Yeah, discount on other item.
No, okay. Cap, okay. The free item will be some other free quantity is also there.
Free quantity, maybe your product schema. Free item, instead of if you buy that item, this item will be free, like that. Promo schema
Yes.
on product discount.
Okay.
This is on price slab. This is for product slab.
Okay, good, nice. Okay, it's 3 type of text.
Is it okay that both price and discount and product discount and